While Israel is battling Hamas, another terrorist threat is rising in the north. Hezbollah has been launching rocket and missile strikes against Israel from Lebanon. One of the worst attacks occurred on December 26th. Chuck Holton reports from northern Israel.
An ancient Christian village is the most recent target after hostilities intensified at the Israeli-Lebanese frontier. Hezbollah fired missiles struck St. Mary's Greek Orthodox Church in the village of Iqrit. The first missile wounded an 80-year-old man, and when the IDF went to assist, a second missile wounded 9 soldiers.
The church is kind of on top of a hill, then there is a valley, and then Lebanon is on top of the second hill. So you can see, if you stand there at the church, you can see the town in Lebanon from where these missiles were launched very, very clearly.
The IDF responded, firing tank and artillery rounds. This eruption of violence follows months of rising tensions along the border.
This is a very close region to the border. We are 2.2 miles from Israeli-Lebanese border here, inside Israel. And these communities, all of them are evacuated. The same threat like Hamas did in our southern community, they can do it here as well.
In the Maronite Christian village of Jish, life has been upended.
Most of the people evacuated, and our town actually, businesses are closed. You hardly find people coming from outside, and restaurants, businesses work maybe half-time, like half-day. They have schools closed. The children are at home. Many people took their families to Haifa or other further places from the border because they don't want to hear these bombings and artillery shootings and the shooting from Hezbollah to our communities and to our region, which cause a lot of actually explosions around.
Hezbollah is launching these anti-tank missiles from the towns. Hezbollah is hiding these missiles inside the towns, inside the homes. At the same day that the church was hit, there was a launching of anti-tank missiles in elsewhere on the border from a mosque.
Leaders warn such violence threatens all groups regardless of faith and puts increasing pressure on the Israeli government to stop the violence. In recent days, IDF airstrikes have struck dozens of Hezbollah sites inside Lebanon.
Every day you hear the explosion, you feel as if you're in a war zone. Half of the people in the community are not there, and it's a challenge. How do you treat that? Nobody compensates them. This is true for everybody, not just for the Christians.
This country is the only state that actually Christians, as a minority in it, feel safe and feel freedom and enjoy democracy and values of Western values that we share together with the other Western world. And if no state will exist here, Christians will not exist as well. So our obligation as a Christian community is to defend our home, our family, and Israel is our home. We need to defend it together with the Jews.
With more than 80,000 Israelis displaced from the north and daily attacks continuing, most feel a diplomatic solution is unlikely.
Any diplomatic solution will actually be fooling ourselves, or Hezbollah fooling us, or Hezbollah fooling all of the rest of the world. The previous diplomatic solution was not a solution. It didn't have a deadline, and there was no enforcement forced on the ground. I don't see anybody's doing that except for the IDF. I don't know whether it's ground incursion or not, but I think that a military operation is needed, and we are totally aware of the risks here, okay? We are aware of the price.
From northern Israel, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
I hope the whole world listens to the testimony of that Maronite Christian. Here is a Christian community that has been living in that land. I shouldn't say occupying. They've been living there. It's their land. It's their town. Since 402 AD, that's when the Maronites came from Syria and decided we needed to convert. They needed to convert people in Lebanon and northern Israel. Now, here's someone who has they've been in part of a community for 1,600 years in Israel. And they say our best hope for the future is the modern state of Israel. The facts are quite clear. Israel is the only country in the Middle East where the Christian population is thriving, and not just thriving, increasing. All the other areas, you're seeing a decrease, whether in Syria or Iraq or Jordan or the West Bank. In Gaza, that it's dwindled down to nearly nothing. Lebanon used to have a thriving Christian community. All of that is gone. As Christians, we need to understand that. Israel is protecting Christians and allowing Christians to thrive.